Where the Avar Khaganate went to is almost as mysterious as where it came from. The land where modern Hungary is has historically been a stopping point for Eurasian nomads as they traveled east, finding a fertile, well-defended basin where they could establish a permanent kingdom. Famously, the Huns settled here during the Age of Migrations, but after they and the related Gepid kingdom fell, a new Eurasian power swept in from the east, the Avars. The first Eastern Roman writers to encounter the Avars say they were driven westward by man-eating griffins from the ocean, mythological creatures long associated with the Eurasian steppe. Early Göktürk ambassadors say they were actually not Avars at all, but rebels, and the true Avars served them. Others still thought they were a new branch of the Huns. Steppe empires were consistently not ethnically or linguistically homogenous, but historians have, of course, wondered what language many of the Avars and their elites spoke. Theories include that they were Turkic, East Iranian like the Scythians, Proto-Mongolic, Finno-Ugric, but the most interesting and recent research suggests that they may have actually been Tungusic like the Manchu, traveling extremely swiftly from East Asia. At least part of the Avars, because their archaeological record indicates they arrived in two stages. An initial stage, which was a more West Eurasian population and a more East Asian later period, marked by a distinct change in artifacts and social centers. The arrival of the Avars accelerated Slavic migration to the Balkans, and throughout their history they allied with the Sassanid Persians against the Eastern Roman Empire and later fought against the Franks. And those Frankish wars contributed to their demise. From their collapse until the arrival of the Hungarians, their realms were more or less split between the Franks and Bulgaria. Frankish records indicate many converted to Christianity and assimilated into their culture, while others rebelled. Many local Slavic populations adopted elements of Avar culture, and remaining Avars likely assimilated with them or fled to the neighboring and somewhat similar Bulgarian Empire. There is also a theory, too, that a people group called the Avars in the Caucasus may be descended from the Avars who fled, but honestly, very few historians believe this. What is somewhat entertained, but still without broad backing, is the idea that maybe these late Avars might have actually been the first wave of Hungarians, or at least Finno-Ugric speakers. This dual conquest theory, speculated by Gyula Laszlo, does explain some details about the similarities between late Avar and Hungarian artifacts, as well as what appears to be an abundance of Finno-Ugric place names on the plains that were well populated very early on during the Hungarian conquest. This theory still needs more proof, and it would completely rewrite the history of Hungary. So while I find it interesting and more plausible than most alternative theories of Hungarian ethnogenesis, I cannot say I believe